in about 8th grade, I had the opportunity to fly with a woman named Kathy Daly, and I took that opportunity and I spent all my birthday money, and I had my first flight lesson. I absolutely loved it. I love working with my hands rather than sitting at a desk and doing schoolwork or just listening to somebody ramble on and copy what they say, and it wasn't for me. So to be able to get out of school and really start doing something that I like, I think really had an impact on my life and perspective on who I could be.
It's definitely a more inviting space than like a classroom with the fluorescent lights shining down on you and the tile floors and the air conditioners humming, whereas like in here you've got the beams and like the wood stove and all of the like pieces of wood around you and stuff.
Young people who are disengaged in school are disengaged for a reason. They're not finding meaning and purpose and their interests in the walls of the school. We have an industrial model of education. These are the courses that you take. These are the courses that matter. They're academic. Very little matters beyond that. If you're not an academic, and if you're not wanting to go to college, those courses aren't going to do you much good.
Right around middle school is when I realized like school wasn't for me. I work outside, I work in garages, I get my hands dirty. There's like this whole big Regents test at the end of the year where it's like, doesn't matter what your score is in class. If you fail the test, you fail the class and you gotta take it again. I just wasn't about it. I never passed one of those tests. I couldn't pass any of those classes because of that test. When I moved to Vermont, Jen was telling me about this like work program they're having where it's like, go to school like a couple days a week, go to work the rest of the days a week, so you can get like hands-on learning and learn more about what you want to do like with your life and what the trade you want to do. I would say that saved me. I was about to drop out and then Jen was telling me about that.
6 years ago, Big Picture Learning, in partnership with the Harbor Freight Tools for Schools Foundation, developed the Harbor Freight Fellowship Initiative. After completing a 120-hour fellowship, students receive a $1,000 scholarship and their mentors receive a $500 honorarium.
My students who have taken on Harbor Freight Fellowships have learned a tremendous amount that they could never have learned in a book or through a class, just because they're working alongside practitioners who are doing this for a living. The person that they're learning from is doing it in a way that has integrity with the world outside of school. I don't think there's any way you could replace that with a YouTube video, a textbook, or a lecture.
I think having some sort of expertise that's like gives you feedback as opposed to something where it's just one way, like reading a book, is really helpful.
It's coming up and up and up and up because you're taking it away and coming down to this layer.
I just working on cars with Chris. Just the way he like goes about it, like he just knows everything. It's like he's a dictionary for cars.
There's so much involved. Engineering, I mean, you learn so much in this industry and it's just gotten so complicated. Everything's computers now. You know, you learn computer skills, software skills, I mean, data acquisition. I mean, it's so vast, the scope of it. And you can specialize out from there.
We started out with doing like the spoons and stuff. It was helpful to sort of realize, okay, I'm not necessarily doing it for the spoon, I'm doing it for learning the techniques.
School does not really make me feel like a smart or like curious person because, I don't know, I don't really want to learn what you'd learn in like traditional school.
He's a very curious kid. Asks a lot of questions, especially when it comes to, well, how's this work, how's that work? He's super smart. I mean, he picks everything up like that. You do something, show him something one time, he's got it.
When Chris said I was smart, yeah, it made me feel good. Like, not a lot of people call me smart because most people only see me in school and just, yeah, made me feel good.
The apprentice and the mentor are really powerfully connecting. I think that that's what we miss in schools, is this deep connection that sits outside of the graded, evaluated content of school, and it's really just two people working side by side with a shared goal.
Relationships are definitely important because with this sort of thing, you want to be able to like ask for feedback, and if you don't feel comfortable doing that, it's really hard to learn anything.
Chris has become like one of my best friends. Now we hang out all the time, like go skiing and snowboarding, ride mountain bikes.
We play hooky a lot in the winter
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, there was a lot
Jack,
of
when
JP
it's a powder
days.
day, I'll pick you up at 7. Let's go to Jay. I think another thing about this program being so important too is we have such a blue-collar labor shortage right now. I mean, I have another lift that needs to go up. I've been looking for a full-time technician for since I've opened, almost a year now. I've had 2 applications. We needed programs like this years ago. Not only has this apprenticeship been great for me because I couldn't find an employee because there's a lack, but I've got an employee out of it now. He's got a job that he loves, and he's now got a future in this industry and a career path. So it's been great.
When a youth in a high school who may not have been the stellar student, and therefore may not have the greatest self-respect or think that there's a successful world for them out there, walks into a place like here that's professional to meet a person like yourself who they respect because you have the skills that they want, and then you give them respect and take them under your wing. And this is what we're really looking for. It builds that person from the inside out.
From my time in high school and all that, like, I definitely don't want to just go into something that is just the exact same thing over again, where, I have to sit in classrooms a bunch and complete all these homework assignments and write a bunch of papers and all that, just because it's like, it's what good students do or whatever. Yeah, so that's sort of what I'm trying to figure out now, is like how I can do something that's fulfilling to me personally and is still like, a valuable use of my time.
I guess long term, to be an airlines pilot and mechanic somehow, to be able to manage both would be amazing. But to be able to travel on my own accord and go on adventures and experience things, that sounds awesome.
If I didn't have the Harbor Freight Fellows, I'd probably just be a bike shop mechanic that I've been doing for years and not graduated from high school. Graduating with a diploma is going to be great.
Declan Sloan.
I could tell you I felt pretty average. I never felt like I was a good student. But since I've participated in Harbor Freight, my vision of how my education should look like has changed significantly. I love it. I love being part of such an amazing community, and I love learning. It doesn't feel like a chore, and it's something I'm really passionate about. So you've heard the saying, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, and that's exactly how I feel.
Initiative. Students complete a 120-hour apprenticeship and receive a $1,000 scholarship to continue pursuing their learning. A $500 honorarium goes to their professional mentor for dedicating their time.